guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have February wrap up for you. Oh man, I'm struggling to talk. Don't know why. So yeah, today I'm filming my February wrap up, and I read quite a bit of books in February, though most of them were Contemporary-thon, so I will link my Contemporary-thon wrap up down below where I talk about all of those books. I will incorporate them in this video just to, because I do structure the type of book. How do I say this? First I'm going to talk about DNFs, if I have DNFs in the video, or DNFs in the month. Second, I talk about 2019 releases, rereads, then it's library books, and then it's backlist titles. That's how I want to structure my videos right now, or at least my wrap-ups, and actually I think TBRs as well. I just want to get in my head how many new releases I'm reading, how many backlist titles I'm reading from my shelves, how many library books I'm reading, stuff like that. I just want to have it all organized for myself so I can look back on this and be like, okay, these were the library books that I read, that kind of thing. I could just write it all down, but I just really want to structure it here. I feel like it's just better for me, so that's what we're doing. Before I get into the books that I read, let's just talk about some highlights for February. So, a few highlights. One, I won a giveaway. I have that in my February book haul, I believe, where I won a giveaway from Julie over at her channel, Pages and Pens. She was doing a giveaway for the Contemporary-thon. I was lucky enough to win. It was amazing. I had a great time during the Contemporary-thon, and I'm so thankful that I was chosen to win the giveaway, and it was great. And yeah, so that was a highlight. It really was. I will link Julie's channel down below. I do that in a lot of my videos. I love Julie. I loved all the hosts for Contemporary-thon. There were 4. It was Julie at Pages and Pens, Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, Natasha from My Reading Is Odd, I couldn't remember her name for a minute, and Melanie from Mel to the Annie. I love all of them. Melanie was a new favorite. I have never, she just started the channel, I think in like January or something, and I've never actually known her before that, but she was a new favorite and I love her. Natasha, Chelsea, and Julie I've known for at least a year, or seen for at least a year, and I participated in Contemporary-thon before, and it was a great time, and I love them all. So, but yeah, I talk about Julie from Pages and Pens a lot. I just connect to her, and I really, really like her channel and her videos and her as a person. I think she's just great. I also follow on Instagram, and I love her Insta stories. It's just, yeah. So that was a highlight, and then 2 shows that I actually binge watched, did not plan. One was The Umbrella Academy on Netflix. I thought it was really, really good. I was entertained throughout the entire show. It's about like these group of kids are adopted from this like billionaire or whatever. He adopts like 7 kids because there was this crazy thing that happened. One year, so many women ended up pregnant and went into labor. The funny thing is that a lot of these women weren't pregnant earlier that day. They just found themselves pregnant and went into labor. And so yeah, these kids, he adopted as many as he could, and he just turned them into superheroes pretty much, and they all have extraordinary abilities, and yeah, I really like it. They all went their separate ways. The kids all went their separate ways for a little over a decade, and then They came back after news of their father's passing, and they just went back there to put him to rest. But yeah, it was really good. I really like it. It wasn't like the greatest thing in the world, but I was entertained, and I am excited for the second season. I hope they have a second season, because how the first season ended, I need a second season. And the other one that I binge watched the first season of, and hopefully they will have a second season as well. This one I'm dying for a second season, and that is The Masked Singer on Fox. Never heard of the show before in my life until I watched, is it Jordan Journals? Oh god, I'm losing memory of BookTube names, but I believe, maybe, I'm going to link that down below if I can remember to do that. But she was, I watched her Contemporary-thon vlog, and she was talking about The Masked Singer. I had no idea what she was talking about, and then I was on Instagram, like, the day of the finale, and they were, like, hyping it up, and I'm just like, oh, that's what that is. Well, that sounds good. So I went on Hulu, I watched the first episode, and I was immediately hooked. The first performance from the Peacock was The Greatest Show from The Greatest Showman. No wonder I was hooked. That's my favorite movie, or my favorite musical of all time. Pretty much it's just a bunch of celebrities, like 12 celebrities. They are in a disguise. You don't know who they are. Nobody knows who they are, except for them themselves, obviously. And their voices are distorted. The only way you can hear their voice is when they're singing. That is their actual singing voice. So it's, can you guess who the celebrity is from their singing voice? Some of them aren't singers. Some of them are like athletes, actors. Some of them are singers. But yeah, it's so fun and entertaining. And there's also like clues that you get throughout their performances, to like sort of guide you to who they are, but it really trips you up, and it's so good, and I really loved it. And I can't wait for the second season. Hopefully there is a second season, because I have persuaded my mom to watch it with me, if there will be, because this is a show you should watch with somebody else. Like, you know, I feel like this is a show that me and my mom would really love together, because we do love like singing shows, like The Voice and stuff like that. Well, we did. We don't watch them much anymore, though this season I'm watching The Voice. But this one is it's original, it's new, it's unique, and I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. So I'm hoping that The Masked Singer will get a second season, because I really, really want it. So yeah, that is all the highlights for it. So let's talk about the 15 books that I completed in the month of February, and the 2 DNFs. So first, of course, we start with the DNFs. I have 2, obviously. One was during a Contemporary-thon, and that was The Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody. Talk about that in my Contemporary-thon wrap-up, so again, it's linked down below if you want to check that out. But the other one, I DNF'd like very, very early on in the month, and that is The Way You Make Me Feel by Maureen Goo. You guys know I read, I believe, a thing called Love by Maureen Goo, and it was okay. It was fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was a 3-star read, but if I really go back and think about it, it's more like a 2.5. It was just okay. Like maybe a 2.75, but there were things that kind of annoyed me. With this one, it was right off the bat annoying. I could not just shake off this feeling of how much I hate the main character and everything she's doing. It's me. I have to like a character to continue on. I don't have to... Okay, that's not true. I don't have to like the character. There were books that I've read that I didn't necessarily love the character, and I didn't agree with what the character was doing, but the story kept me going. This one, I was just mad and annoyed, and I couldn't continue on. This is about, what's it called? This is about a girl, she's in high school, she likes to pull pranks. During, I think it's homecoming or something, she pulls this, like, massive prank. During that, her and her, like, this other girl she really doesn't like, she really hates this girl, they get into a fight because this girl's pulling this prank, and it ends up setting the gym on fire. And they're just about suspended, but the main character's dad is like, look, they only have like a few more weeks of school left. Let's just let them finish that up, but during the summer I will make the main character and that other girl work on the food truck with me. There is a food truck involved. It's a Korean Brazilian food, I think. It's called Cobra. Yeah, Korean Brazilian food. That was and whatever money they make during that, they will pay off the school with. I just really did not like I got, I think, 100 pages in here. I always put down, yeah, I DNF'd at 100 pages. I just really didn't like it. You guys know, like, I've talked about this before, but if I DNF a book, I don't just be like, okay, I'm really not liking it, I'm done. I just, like, skim a little bit to see if there's anything that will keep me going. There's nothing in this book. For both of these books, that was true. If I DNF a book, it's because I'm just not liking it. I'm in the minority, though, for, I think, both of these books, actually. I think both of them are well-liked. This one I've heard more about. This one is relatively new. I think this is a 2019 release, or no, it's a 2018 release. But it, like, came out, like, the very end of 2018, I believe. Yeah, because I remember that was for the challenge. But yeah, I'm in the minority with both of these. I just did not care for them. That was me. Okay, so 2019 releases, I have 3, and I can't talk about any of them. I have, oh no, I have 4, technically. Because I do believe The Kiss Thief, okay, I believe The Kiss Thief was a 2018 release. I'm not sure, but The Me I Meant to Be was definitely January 1st release, so it was a 2019 release. But The Kiss Thief by L.G. Shen, which is another book that I don't have. The Me I Meant to Be by Sophie Jordan, and The Kiss Thief by L.G. Shen. So, yeah, technically there's 4 for these, and then The Kiss Thief would be in a backlist title, so. Again, all of that was for Contemporary Thoughts, so I don't have to talk about those. Talk about those more in my wrap-up down below. I will link it. Don't worry. So yeah, these 3, I have 99% Mine by Sally Thorne, On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, and Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss by Casey West. Yeah. I can't talk about any of these, they were all for Contemporary Thon. So, go check that out. Okay, next up would be rereads, right? I have 4. They are all part of the same series. You can already guess what series it is. First off, we have Night Embrace by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is all the Dark Hunter series, though some of these are like, I don't know, like this one is like a werehunter, but it doesn't matter. Night Embrace by Sherilyn Kenyon. This follows Talon and Sunshine. Talon is an ancient Celtic warrior. Sunshine is the reincarnation of his wife. It's great. It's great. I love it. This is just so good. So good. Also, Talon was cursed by a Celtic god, Camulus, for killing his son. So now Talon can't have anybody he loves, or he can't love anybody or they will be killed, pretty much. And enter Sunshine, the reincarnation of his wife. Oh shit. I love that book, 5 out of 5 stars. Dance with the Devil follows Zarek and Astrid. Zarek is, he hasn't been a very good boy lately. Artemis, the goddess of, oh no. How did I forget? Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. What am I doing? I'm having so... Oh god. Yeah, Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, is not happy with him. She wants him dead. Acheron, the leader of the Dark Hunters, is trying to keep him alive, trying to save him. He doesn't believe Zarek has done wrong. He believes that Zarek is being wronged. And they compromise, and they get Astrid, who is I think she's a nymph, right? Something like that. I can't remember exactly what she is. But she is sent there to judge him. She can see into his dreams. She can see into his past. And she can see him for who he is now without... Like, he doesn't know who she is. So she's going to judge him and see if he needs to die or not. Zarek's story breaks me every time I read it. I love it, though. I love Zarek. And I love Astrid. I love this book, even though it hurts every time. I swear I cry. I cry in all of them. Like, literally all of them. But, oh, and Zarek's story is nothing on Acheron. I will say that. But, it hurts. It still hurts. My poor baby. It kills me every time I have to read that. Next up is Kiss of the Night, which follows Wolf and Cassandra. Cassandra is half Apolite, half human. The Apolites are cursed by Apollo, pretty much the father of the race. He cursed them after something happened a long, long time ago. I'm not going to get too much into it. But he cursed them to die at the age of 27. And they can't go in the sunlight and that kind of thing. So her 27th birthday is nearing. She's very, very afraid that she is going to die very soon. Wolf is another dark hunter. He is also pretty much cursed. He's not cursed. Nobody actually cursed him. But he has a problem. Everybody he meets forgets who he is 5 minutes later. Like 5 minutes after he leaves. The only ones who actually remember him are his fellow dark hunters and any family, like blood family that he has, anyone of his blood pretty much, and there's only one left. Great. So yeah, this is great. Stuff happens. Him and Cassandra meet. Something really bad happens. Like they're on the run from other, like, daemons, which are like the evil vampires pretty much. The dark hunters are tasked with killing daemons. You find out more about them. You find out more about like an elite race of daemons. You meet Stryker, who is a main villain pretty much. But yeah, I really, really like it. You meet Kat in this book, which I love Kat. I love Kat a lot. I can't wait for her book, which I really love. I love her book so much. That also hurts. It's so good, but I love it. See Me is also in these. Oh my god, See Me is amazing. I have a lot of favorite characters. A lot of them are side characters, like they don't have their own book until later. It's so good. So good. 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. Last one. Night Play. My favorite. This follows Vayne and Bride. Vayne is a werehunter. Technically, there are two types, Arcadian and Catallacus. Or no, not Catallacus. What is it? Catallacus is his last name. What am I thinking? Arcadia and... Here, where is it? Katagaria. Arcadia and Katagaria. Arcadia are more like, they have a human heart. Katagaria have an animal heart. That's how it is. He's half and half. Crap. Though when you are a half-breed, you become more of one than the other. He was born with an animal heart, and then his heart turned human later on in his life, which of course he lives with the Katagaria, which was not good. And if they found out about what happened, he would have been killed like that. The Arcadian and the Katagaria do not get along. They are separate for a reason. But yeah, Vayne meets Bride. He falls madly in love with her, pretty much. Like, he's infatuated with her from the beginning, but he knows there's something about her that he just has to have. He does fall in love with her pretty quick, though. And they do end up being mated really quick. Though she has no idea about the life and he's screwed. Pretty much if the mating ritual doesn't happen, if they don't cement their mating, she can walk away fine. He is celibate for the rest of his life, and I think his powers start to wane, something like that. He can't be with any other person, like any other woman. He's screwed. But yeah, I think he loses some of his powers too. There's just he's willing to do that. He doesn't want her to know about the life, and he doesn't want her to have to worry about looking over his shoulder all the time because he's always hunted. So he's willing to walk away from her. And she has no clue about this life. And then when she does, it's so good. Vane is just so precious, and I love him. Bride also had a pretty tough few years. She just got out of a relationship with her kind of long-time boyfriend, who was an asshole to her every chance he had. She's a chubby girl. She's chunky. She's a big girl, okay? It's fine. And he makes her feel awful every time. He was just ashamed to have her on his arm in public. He wanted her to go to the gym every day to lose weight. Like, she did so much for him too. And then she finds out he was cheating on her, and it's just like, screw you. And yeah, he dumped her without a second thought, and he just makes her feel awful. And I'm so glad that her and Vane are together, because Vane doesn't want some skinny ass bitch. He wants a girl with a little meat on her bones. Like, he says it like he wants to be with a woman that he's not afraid of breaking. And it's just so good. I love this book. 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. The other 2 books to talk about are library books. The first one is Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake, Contemporary-a-thon. It's over there. And the other one is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. Okay, this one is hard to describe. So we follow Nari. Okay, first off, it's set in Cairo. For a little bit of the book, anyway. We follow Nari, who is a thief. She doesn't believe in magic, okay? And unknowingly, she ends up summoning a djinn while, like, trying to con these people with magic, because they believe in magic. They believe she can do magic. She's like, nah, that shit's not real. So she unknowingly summons a djinn with her powers. And he ends up, like, taking her to the land of the djinn, which isn't that far, on a magic carpet, which was so good. So good. She ends up going to, like, this main city of the djinn, and there she meets the prince, Ali, and, like, the royal family. But we also follow Ali, who is another POV. Oh god, how do you... Okay, good, I'm, like, right on it. Okay, so... yeah, we follow Ali, who is a prince of the jinn. He believes that the Shafit, which are purebloods, and the Deva, which are... or no, Shafit, which are half-bloods, and the Deva, which are purebloods, should live equally. These Shafit, of course, are being treated horribly, and by the Deva, and he believes that should stop. And that's really all I could talk about. But yeah, she finds herself Nari finds herself having to deal with court politics. She finds that she comes from a race of healers, like Jinn healers. I figured the plot twist, and that's fine. I was fine with it, because you know there's something with Nari. You know there's something with Nari. You don't know what it is, but you know she's got to be Jinn, or at least half, because she has healing capabilities. She can heal people, and yeah, she's gotta be. And she could summon this one Jin. So you just know there's something with her. And as I was reading, I'm like, it would be so cool if this happened, if she was this. And then it happened. And it was so good. And of course I'm having to be very vague, because if I spoil this, then you won't read it. But it was so good. I so knew it. I so knew it. Oh, yes. I love this book. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's got court politics, Arabian Nights feels. It's set in Egypt. There's Jinn, which are genie. It's just so good. So good. There's magic. It's just amazing, okay? I am pissed I did not pick this up sooner. I was going to pick this up when it first came out, but it was adult, and I didn't know if there was any romance. And you know me, like, I have to have some kind of romance, and I didn't know if there would be. There is just a little. There's just a little. And I loved it. I loved it so much. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Yes. I can't wait to read the sequel. It's so good. Oh, and yeah, there's this big thing that happened 20 years ago that they talk about now, and you're just interested to know what the actual hell happened 20 years ago. But yeah. It was so good. I loved it. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, lastly, we have these books. 4 books. These are the backlist titles. Technically there's 5, because I believe The Kiss Thief does fall into this, but The Kiss Thief is from Contemporarython, so I'm not going to talk about it. Also, from Contemporarython, it's A Duke by Default by Alyssa Cole. Not going to talk about this either. So, yeah. As you can tell, I had a lot of books for Contemporarython, and really there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 books to talk about here, which is fine. Oh, and, yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, so the 3 books I have here. The first book I actually finished in the month of February. I was reading a lot in January, is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is the 3rd and final book in the Dark Artifices series. I can't talk too much about this just because this is a book way later. This is, I can't even remember how many books are in the series. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, this is at least number 12, at least. You don't count novellas. But yeah, there's so many books to read to get to this one, but it's worth it. I really enjoyed this one. The first quarter of it was not the greatest, okay? But this is still so good. I think I listened to this on audiobook, actually. Did I? Yeah, I think I listened to this on audiobook. I had to have, because I don't remember actually physically reading it sometimes. I'm pretty sure I listened to this on audiobook. And I really enjoyed the audiobook. That was fantastic. And I really enjoyed the book. It was so good. So many ships came to fruition in this book. It was just so freaking good. A lot of things went down. This is this final book in the trilogy. This is not my favorite final book in the trilogy, though. City of Glass, City of Heavenly Fire, Clockwork Princess, and Queen of Air and Darkness. I almost called it Court of Mist and Fury. Oy. So, Clockwork Princess is my favorite. City of Heavenly Fire, Queen of Air and Darkness, and City of Glass. That's how it's gonna be. That's the ranking I'm gonna give it. So this is number 3 out of 4. Not the greatest, but it was still really good. I still really enjoyed it. I think a lot of things felt a little rushed, kind of, in the middle. A lot of things happened that I was like, oh, that's happening? Oh, that's happening like that? like, it wasn't exactly rushed, but it was just happening in a way I just didn't expect, and I thought it'd be a little bit more drawn out, but it really wasn't, and that's fine. I think I give this, what, a 4 out of 5? Oh no, a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was really well done. There was just a few things that I wasn't, like, in love with, but towards the end I was just in love with everything. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'm so happy that my favorite ship in this actually happened. Did not see it. I was praying it would happen, but I thought it was all in my head, and then it just happened, and it was just great. But yeah, like, the final showdown wasn't as epic as a lot of the other ones. But yeah, I'm excited to continue on with the rest of the books in the series when they come out. We have Magnus's book coming out next month. We have, I think, Chain of Gold? Coming out, I think, in November or something. So, yeah. A lot more books in the series, but I'm excited. I'm hooked on the Shadowhunter world, so. Alright, last two. We'll start with the second book I finished in the month of February, and that is Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samir Ahmed. How do I talk about this book? I write everything down now. At least I try to. Okay, so we follow Maya, who's 17 years old. She's an Indian American living in Chicago. She lives in Illinois, in Chicago. So I could connect with that. I live in Illinois, in Chicago. Or in the suburbs, but still. Her parents want her to go to a college nearby and meet a suitable Muslim boy, but Maya wants to go to New York and study filmography. Also, she has a huge crush on her friend she's known since kindergarten. Then there's an attack, terrorism attack nearby, and Maya's world is turned upside down. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, her family goes... Here, I can continue reading this. The presumed terrorist is a Muslim with the same last name as hers, so, of course, she's already treated pretty bad, and now she's just to be treated worse. I didn't care for this book as much. I didn't care for the romance. Like, I don't feel... I feel like this could have had, like, a really good message, and it had a bit, but from what I've heard, okay, obviously I'm not an Indian American, and I have no idea of, like, the Muslim culture and all that. But what I've heard is that this isn't a great representation for it, and I can see that. From what I've read, I was just... It just wasn't great. I feel like the parents weren't represented well. And this is from what I've read as well. But I could see, like, this girl, like, cares nothing about how they feel, and she's just... Here, what is it? Okay, the main character is really whiny, and really only cares about herself. I love that I write this. The ending sucked and didn't really resolve anything. That's how I felt. There was no character development. She didn't, yeah. And the whole time this felt very surface level. Yes. I felt everything was on the surface. I didn't get any, like, depth to it. And I really hated the ending. I really hated the ending. I thought that was just awful. And then, oh my god. The main character was just whiny and only cared about herself. She didn't care about her family. And yes, her parents, her mother especially, could get a little crazy after, like, the terrorism attack. But you gotta think, there's a freaking terrorism attack next door, pretty much. Wouldn't you think you'd go a little crazy after that, and you wouldn't want your children to be far away from you because of this? And she's just like, no, I don't care about you, pretty much. I'm gonna just go and do my thing. And it was just, no. 2 out of 5 stars. I wrote down 2.5, but no, it's a 2. It's a 2 out of 5 stars. I just couldn't stand that character. Though this was a time when I didn't like the character, and I actually finished it. I just didn't like how things progressed. There was no character development. She didn't care about anything. And it's not like she reflected on that. All she cared about was herself, and there was no reflection. The ending was just stupid. I'm sorry. 2 out of 5 stars. Lastly, I have Mortal Heart here. Thank God I'm ending this on a higher note. This is by Robin Lefevre. This is the 3rd book to the His Fair Assassin trilogy, though there is another book set in the same world that's Courting Darkness, though I think that's going to be a duology. So this is the final book in that trilogy. This follows Aneth, who's another Daughter of Death. Can't go too much into this. She feels that she keeps being pushed over for assignments. Like everyone else is getting assignments and she's getting nothing. Though she's been there the longest, she's been trained the longest, though she doesn't know why she's not going out on assignments, on missions, to kill for Mortain. She ends up leaving after finding out that they want her to be the new seer, which is pretty much a prison sentence. She will be stuck there for the rest of her life, even though she already is stuck there. She doesn't want that. She wants to go out and experience the world. And she ends up leaving, running away from the convent, and she ends up running into, what is it called? Where is it? Where's Mortal Heart? She meets the Harlequins. There it is. Riders who hunt for Mortain. Yeah. So she meets the Harlequins, the riders who hunt for Mortain, and she, goes with them for a little while, trying to get to Ismay and Sibella, so she could just be with them, her sisters. You find out a lot in this. I saw a little bit of it coming, and that's fine. But yeah, there's only, one reason why that she kept getting pushed over, and once I saw it, I was like, yeah, there it is, that's it. And then it was, and I was like, yeah, okay. Also, I saw another little plot twist coming, which was fine. It was still a really good plot twist. She does, Anna does end up falling for Balthazar, one of the Harlequin, which is so good. I did see that plot twist coming as well. Okay, so there were a few plot twists. I saw them all. That was fine. It was still great plot twists. I just could see it when I was reading, and it was so good. And I really, really love this. I ended up giving this 4.5 out of 5 stars. Aneth isn't my favorite sister. I think my favorite is Ismay, though I really, really love Sibella as well. And Aneth, she's a really good character, but I just didn't really know her too well until this book. And in this one, I liked her. I thought she was good. I thought she was decent. I didn't fall in love with her, but I did fall in love with everybody else. I really love Balthazar. And when you find out who Balthazar is, it's just so good. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really love it. I thought it was a really solid conclusion to the trilogy, though now I can't wait to pick up Courting Darkness, which is going to be so, so good. Alright, so that's it. That's my wrap-up. Those are all my reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again with another video. Bye. Happy reading.